very, very impressive that you don't even have to wait to be told it looks as if something's about to start. It would be even nicer if everybody on the stage knew that something was about to start, but we're just trying to give that impression of let's pretend we don't really know what's happening, so that when things work really, really smoothly, you're going to be absolutely amazed and impressed at how well we can all communicate without actually even talking to each other. It's really brilliant to be here today and have a wee opportunity to celebrate. And I'll speak about that in a wee minute when I do a weekly formal, but you can't be a head teacher without getting the chance to at least have a speech written out at least once a year and be able to speak to groups of pupils. And unfortunately on this occasion, well, we are still speaking to groups of parents because we're going to be uploading the video later on so that parents can log on onto our website. This is our opportunity today though to bring all of the young people in our BGE together. So lovely to see you all. Happy, shiny, smiley faces. Well, nearly all smiling. I can spy a wee. Is that nearly a smile? Billy. Oh, that was nearly a smile there. Well done. What the rest is. So, without further ado, we'll have a wee chance for you to listen to me, and then we'll be handing over to each of the year heads in turn to talk a wee bit about their year group and to make the presentations. So, I was going to try and be dead brave today and do this without a pair of glasses, but I can't actually see even that size of text without them. If we think back about what we've had to face in the past wee while, I think it would be only right to say that schools have definitely been through what we would describe as strange times over the past few years. And without a doubt, it's something that each and every one of you in here has had to adapt to. Whether it was working from home, not being able to get to mix and mingle with your pals, either in or out of school for very long periods of time, and then coming back to school, but not the school as you knew it. It's been challenging, to say the least. And as we meet up here today to celebrate your success in your subjects, it's really, really important that we acknowledge that change, as things begin to return to normal, we need to acknowledge how difficult that has been for you. Because who would ever have thought that when you come to school, there would be a time in this country, in this century, when you need to come in through separate doors and they would have to spray you every time you either moved into the building or you changed classrooms within the building. But instead of thinking about all of these, oh, poor us, is this not terrible? What about focusing on moving away from all of those negatives that COVID has brought about? Let's look at things like, why do the media keep saying, oh, we're the lost generation, poor us, they've missed out on everything that's normal? Let's turn that on its head and let's think of a much more positive way of looking at it. You are the generation who has faced barriers. You are the generation who have found different ways to overcome those barriers. You've been able to adapt, you've been able to learn in different ways, you've found ways of keeping in touch with your pals, you adapted to whatever change in school we've put in front of you, and you just got on with it. So in short, you've found a resilience, you've been able to bounce back, and you've also found creativity within yourselves that maybe you didn't even know that you'd had. And that's a strength, that's not a disadvantage or a hindrance, that's a huge big positive that each and every one of you has been able to demonstrate. And that's despite the barriers that you've faced. If we were speaking about these normal times, we would have had a whole school awards ceremony. It would have been planned months and months ahead, and it would use facilities out with the school so that we were able to bring in parents, friends and pupils all together at the same time. This year it's not been possible for us to do that because restrictions weren't lifted in time for that to happen. Our annual school awards ceremony used to always be held in June, but it's now going to be moving to September every year. Because by doing that, that allows for pupils in the senior phase to be recognised for their performance in the national exams that they sit, not just in the predictions that teachers make for them. Being a bit of a selfish head teacher though, because as you know, I'm not going to be the head teacher in September. with a bit of luck I'll be somewhere in the sunshine thinking about all of you while the award ceremony's going on. But because I'm not going to be here, I really want this opportunity to be able to be part of sharing your success. So, I really am looking forward to being able to present the certificates. I suppose in a nutshell, are there times when I'm exasperated about the job of a head teacher? Absolutely, and without a doubt. Do you get exasperated with the behaviours of young people in the school? Do you get exasperated about things that are beyond your control? Absolutely, 100%. But you know what? None of that matters when you look at the things and the reasons you have to be proud of being part of a school, and especially being part of a school at Greenfields. This year particularly though, we're definitely bringing it all out of the bag this year. So we've already received our Rich Respect in Schools Gold Award. We've just found out that we have achieved our Digital Schools Award, and we're in the process right now of putting the final pieces in place for our silver accreditation for our LGBT status as a school. On top of that, our first years have just won the Lanarkshire Cup. I don't want to jinx anything, but our second years are playing on Monday night in the final of the Scottish Plate, and that same group are also playing on Thursday night for the coveted Lanarkshire Cup as well. So there's loads and loads of successes have happened in the school. So as part of the broad general education, years 1 to 3 in this school, you, all of the people sitting in here today, you're the future of this school, and I really am convinced that young people in this school will continue to go from strength to strength. There are lots of opportunities for you to make a difference, but it's up to you to take them and use them. Confidence can only grow if people trust each other and respect each other, and that's something we've always been proud of in this school. It's dead easy to walk away from things and to think, I don't want to try that, because what if I fail? What if I don't go on very well? Failure's a key component of success. Every single person on a daily basis will fail at something. So you should never be afraid of failing, because it's how we all learn. School isn't just about academic success, but it's also about learning for life. And if one thing that this pandemic or COVID has taught us is, it's about being kind. And funnily enough, one of the biggest billionaires in the world, Jeff Bezos, who is the founder of Amazon, know that company that we couldn't all exist without these days, but he has actually been quoted as saying, being clever is a gift, being kind is a choice. And I think that's something that's really important to hang on to. Very, very wise words which demonstrate community, compassion and respect. And that's what makes us the school that we are, even through the blips. So, I am sure that visitors old and new, and I think soon that Mr. Bowie and I are both going to be in the visitors old category, but we are very, very much looking forward to still continuing to see these attributes of this school and the success that you will have in the years to come. So I look forward now to you all getting your certificates. Thank you.
Welcome everybody. It is really, really good to see so many faces here today. But also what I wanted to say, it's actually an absolute privilege to be here today to help celebrate not just the success for me of our S1s, but actually of our S1s, S2s and S3 pupils that we've got here today. Mrs. Park did mention that it has been a difficult time, but she's absolutely right when she says, you know, there are things that we definitely need to be celebrating. And I think, you know, although there have been difficult times, as a group, I think not just you, but of all the school community have kind of risen to the challenges and developed skills, resilience, strength, and skills for the future that are going to stand you in good stead. So it's something to be really, really proud of. Getting back to a wee bit of normality has been absolutely fantastic this year, and I think this today gives us an example of how we're moving forward and how we're getting there, the fact that we're all here today to be able to celebrate some of your successes. As head of first year, I've got to say I am immensely proud of our S1s as a year group this year. They have been an absolute credit to themselves, to the school and to their families. And I think that's just credit today, the fact that we have 55 young people in S1 who have been nominated in 3 or more subjects. But actually what I want to point out at this point is that we have another 102 S1 pupils who have been nominated in 1 or 2 subjects, and they will also be receiving certificates over the course of the next week. So it really has, it's been an excellent year. You have been a brilliant year group, and I've got to say, I'm going to miss you. What I will say to that though is, I am handing over to Mrs. Foley, and I have to say, do you know, I think she's going to have a good year ahead of her, because as I say, you know, I've only been able to say good things. It has been I was going to say a long year. You're probably sitting here now thinking, you can't believe that's us with our new timetables going into second year. But it has been, at times, a long and a difficult year, so we've done well. Before we start giving out your awards, I suppose I'm only going to finish with maybe one wee quote, because our teachers, we like a wee inspirational quote now and again, like a bit of a common theme I think running through. And I suppose this one's from Abraham Lincoln, and what he said was, the best way to predict your future is to create it. And I would say that for all of the young people that are here today, that is a path that you've already started. And that is something that we are really happy to celebrate with you today. Okay, so well done first year, not just first year, but well done first year, and keep up the good work. So, what we'll do, I will start, Mrs. Carter,
Oh, I'm still on your list.
Oh, I know. I was like, panicking. Okay, so if we're going to start first of all with our S1 nominations in 3 subjects. Okay. So our first one is